time to wake up and get wealthy. I'm Terri Arends, the Group Fitness and Wellness Director here with the Arends Family JCC. And today we are going to get a little smarter when it comes to personal training. So let's surrender to fall and get our fitness regimen in order. Hey guys, thanks so much for being on the segment today. And I appreciate it. And today on our segment, we have this powerful panel of three. And to my left or to your right, we have
I'm Ray. I've been here before, so I'm Ray again.
Who is the director of our fitness programs and also oversees our recovery suite and all the good stuff going on in the fitness center. And we also have one of our newest trainers. Go ahead if you'd like to introduce yourself.
I'm Jessica Ogunnorin.
And
I do personal training, one-on-one, small group, and recovery and nutrition. So whatever you need, I'm here.
I love it. I love it. And also we have Lynn. If you'd like to introduce yourself, Lynn.
Hi, I'm Lynn Oristano. I teach in the Pilates equipment studio, and I also teach in the Mind Body studio for our group mat classes and Pilates bar classes.
Great. Well, thank you all for coming on the segment today. And, we're shouting out right now to our members at the JCC. So thanks so much for you guys tuning in. And I wanted to start with, since you're the newest member of our family, Jess, I wanted to start and just ask you a couple questions just so our viewers will get to know you a little bit more so that they can, sign up and get some personal training and they can surrender to their fall programming. So just tell us a little bit about yourself, your certifications, and maybe as to what really got you involved with the personal training. And I hear that you also have a side hustle, so if you want to mention what else you do in addition to training, we'd love to hear about it.
Absolutely. So I'm Jessica Ogunnorin. I'm Greek Nigerian. I was born and raised in Greece, and I came to the United States to play basketball and go to school, for everyone that did not know that. I've been training for about 10 years. I was really into sports. I love the idea of working as a team and just coming together for a common goal. So after I retired, I was trying to figure out a way to stay fulfilled. And I realized that the best feeling that I received was when I was helping someone become a better version of themselves. And that's really what got me into personal training. I believe that sports and fitness have a lot of principles that if you transfer outside of the fitness center or the yoga, Pilates studio, they can really better your life. So mainly working on one goal, working hard consistently, patiently, allowing yourself to grow through what you're doing. You take that principle in fitness, you apply it to life, and you accomplish your goals. So that's really what gets me motivated and inspired to help others.
Well, now I'm inspired, and that will wake me up in the morning, and I think I want to sign up for some sessions tomorrow with you.
Come on in.
I'll be ready. I'll be ready.
And I'm curious, as an athlete, are there particular populations that you specifically like to train, or is it just all in anybody?
I love basketball. I recognize basketball as the best sport, if you don't know that. However, I'm open to all athletes, and I have a particular interest and expertise in recovery from injuries. I think that, again, with injuries, it's just like you're seeing a hurdle in life. You're doing so well, and all of a sudden, something happens. So that process, which to me is mostly mental, is something that I've realized that once you can help someone through that process, you can also help them in other aspects of their life. So when it comes to recovery from injury, any muscle imbalances, I'm your lady. But yeah, I think that as we grow older, there's this misconception of I grow older and I do less, and that's really what I'm trying to get into. So it may not be an injury, it may just be, aging. Oh, I can sit down as easily or go up the stairs. So that's a form of injury, we could say. So I'm really big on making sure we're using our bodies at the highest level and staying as strong and healthy and mobile for as long as we can.
Awesome. That's totally cool. I'm totally on your page. It's the way, too, when I'm working with large groups, I really look at things from that lens as well. So that's beautiful. Ray,
Yes, ma'am.
hello. Good
Hello
morning
again.
over there.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. A little
Good.
tired, but hang in there.
So I want to throw this out as far as, because each of you has, as far as the discipline goes, each of you trains specifically, and there's like specific clients I know that you gravitate toward. So Ray, if just for all of us, can you give me like 3 of the top reasons? Because we're talking about the whys with personal training.
Yeah.
So with all the different clients out there and so forth, what are the 3 big reasons why someone should sign up?
For training.
What are the benefits
yeah, like
to
you
sign
said.
up versus just doing it on their own?
Yeah, like you said, aging. So if you work out more, you build muscle through age. It's reverse aging. You feel a lot younger, even though you feel 30. As long as you work out every day, it's make you feel better. So reverse aging. Self-confidence, I know myself when I work out, sometimes I feel down in that day, but when I work out, I get that feeling of feeling good, so I can do anything I that I want. So confidence, and lastly, will be like, let's say, just be more energized. You'd be a lot more awake during the day after you work out. So
Energy creates energy. I totally agree with you there. And Lynn, how about you over here next to me? As far as some of the top reasons, if I wanted to sign up and let's say I love reformer work, so let's say I came to you and said, Lynn, hey, I want to sign up for some sessions just one-on-one with you, and I want to train on the reformer. Why should I train on a reformer?
Well, actually, I like working on the reformer, yes, but we are very lucky here at the J to have all the equipment pieces in the Pilates work. And so I also like working with the actual springs that are found on the Cadillac and wall units that we have, and the other barrels and the wonder chairs that we have. So we're really lucky in that respect. But so I like incorporating all of those along with some of the mat work. And for me, with people, I think it depends on the individual, where they're coming from, but I like working for obviously the same reasons, energy, and to feel better, but also to improve one's balance, core strength, flexibility, all of those aspects. And that a whole nice thing about having a nice posture, especially as one ages, we want to keep people healthy and having a good everyday life,
Nice.
So.
Great. Okay, I'm going to throw this one out to all 3 of you. I'm your client, and I need to know what's the magic number, or how many times a week should I train? We'll just go around. Right, how many times a week?
it all depends on your availability. If you're busy, you don't have to train every day. It's not very sufficient. If you just train once, even once or twice a week, and then you get the most out of it.
Right now, I think a lot happens in the weight room or the fitness center physically, but most of the work happens outside of here. So really, it's kind of figuring out what will work for you based on your schedule, based on your goals, and how you can combine the work you're doing here with what you do outside of the J. So it's really one-to-one based.
I like that. Lynn?
Okay, similar to what you're both saying as well. The ultimate would be 3 times a week, but not everybody has that kind of availability. Not everybody has that source of income, but they can mix and match. And if they can do it 1 to 2 times a week and getting a good workout program, or depending on what it is they want, I think you can get a lot out of it. So.
Okay. All right, so continuing on this subject, I'm your client, and now you've told me how many times a week for me I should work out. So now I want to know, as your client, what should I eat before I come to work out? Right.
Simple carbs, so you can digest it and then use it as energy. So simple sugar carbs such as banana, and some protein-based, foods such as you can do nuts, you can do just turkey, chicken, or tuna, something that's lean that can keep you sustained during the workout. So protein and carbs.
I would also look into how much time before the workout you'll be eating. So based on how close to your workout you would like to eat. If you're going to be eating on the way to the J, you can have a scoop of peanut butter. There's carbs, there's fat, there's some protein, and there's some some people prefer working out fasted, and they have an energy drink or a drink that also incorporates those macronutrients. If you have more time, I really suggest oatmeal. So some simple carbs, some complex carbs. So oatmeal, peanut butter, some nuts in there, and a source of fruit. That's like an hour and a half, 2 hours before. So really depending on how much time you have for your workout.
Okay, I see. And Lynn, like, okay, Pilates, does it change any? Is this a game changer? Because now I'm walking into a Pilates studio to train with you.
No, I would agree.
Give me the scoop.
I would agree with both of what you're saying too. You know, I want people to eat something personally. I don't want people to have a sugar drop or an energy drop in the middle of their workout and then, you know, we have to stop. I want people to have plenty of water. That's also really important.
Yes.
You know, again, with some carbs and some protein for sure, but water.
Yes.
Great, great. And once again, I'm your client and I'm coming to you and I really want to know if I have an injury, are you going to, in advance, of course you're going to know about all my injuries. So how do you adapt from one client to another? Is everything individualized and specifically geared toward that client? Right.
So before I give someone up to a trainer, we go through a process called assessment, pre-process assessment, after part two. So it's just simple questions asking you about your goals, your injuries, your weakness, your availability. And then the second part will be body composition. So we have a scale that will measure your body fat, visceral fat, muscle density, as well as the body age. And then lastly, I'll take them through a fitness assessments. So that way I can kind of further tell if they have back injuries. I can tell they can do deadlift very well, so we do modifications. So assessment first before I pass it along to the trainers.
Okay, so you do the assessments and pass it along. And Lynn, what do you do in your room?
I basically just, you know, I talk to people, hopefully in advance, so I have an idea, but generally it's one-on-one. I can have two people coming in with maybe a same particular injury, and, you know, I might have to work with them differently, and part of that may be because of their time availability as well, and or their age, and whatever other chronic problems they may or may not have. So it's going to vary, but one-on-one, yeah.
Yeah, well, it sounds like one-on-one. We are really in good hands here at the JCC. What do you all think? In agreement? Yes. Yeah. So I'm still your client, and now I want to know what is going to be your favorite exercise that you're going to have me do. Name me two exercises that pretty much you maybe almost do with every client, but unless like there's some reason not to.
So I like doing plank. Plank measures your core. You're just plank. So measure your core as well as your balances and also your shoulder strength. Everything else is like the full body measurable of like, you know, balance. And then the second one will be squat. It's good for your hips. It tells me a lot. They have, you know, tight hips. They can't squat very well. So squats and then plank. That's what I do every single assessment on my fitness.
Okay. And Jess, what do you do?
For me, balance, just a single leg balance, it tells me a lot about how I can work with that client. So yes, I want to squat with that client, but maybe I have to start with a box or some support or some assistance. So balance is very important. And then, isometric movements, which are basically movements that engage the muscle, but do not necessarily add any tension to the ligaments or tendons. So let's say a wall sit, really seeing where someone is with their muscle endurance and how much control they have of their body. So those two are the main ones for me, balance and isometric movements.
Okay, Lynn, and I'm coming into your studio, and guess what? I don't want to work on anything but the reformer, and I love the jump board. Tell me, I'm kind of setting myself up for what I want to do. But as my trainer, what are you going to tell me we're going to do today? Favorite exercise for me?
Favorite exercise for you? Okay, I would say let's start with some footwork, which is where you're laying on your back, and you would be doing basically pressing out and inward movements. We can start with that with a heavier setting, and then we can take it from there with the jump board, and we can move. And you're on your back, so it's in some ways safe as long as you've got safe legs and your legs and feet are good, and your low back is low back.
All right, well, I'm good to go with all three of you. So I love the planks, I love the jump board, and I love just those isometrics. So we are good and rocking here. I do have a question for you. there's a lot of science behind this, but I'm kind of curious as to which do I do first? Still your kind. Do I come and do my cardio before I train with you, or do I do my weight work first, then cardio? Right.
It all depends on your goals. So if your goals are to lose weight, I would do cardio first as a warm-up. I would highly put weightlifting as their primary lifting. So because when you lift, you build muscles. When you build muscle, you burn more calories throughout the day. So I would do cardio as a warm-up for 5 minutes, and then strength training. But after strength training, if you have more energy, you can do cardio for 20, 30 minutes. If not, you can do separate days. You can do weightlifting, cardio, so that way you have a balance work.
Oh, a balance and alternating.
Yeah.
And are you on that same?
Yeah, I agree with that, and depending on how much time the person has to work out, 30 minutes to an hour session, there are ways to incorporate, to combine, let's say, weights and some form of cardio during that session. So it might be HIIT training, where it's high intensity interval training, or just basically going from lower body to upper body. So you rest your lower body while you're working your upper body, and just keeping that heart rate up. So there are ways to work with
Ways to manipulate around that, because there's always been such a big buzz on which one to do first and so forth. And there's information out there. Well, if you put most of your eggs in the basket of cardio, then you're going to be tired when you strength train. And but then since then, there's also a lot, like we do even in many of our group fitness classes, we offer a lot of HIIT type of programming going on. So it's good to know that there's still, a way to get it all done, especially if you are really short on time, which seems like most people are these days.
I do want to add one more thing to that. That also has to do with nutrition. That's why it's very important, and hydration. That's why it's very important to stay hydrated and eat so you're able to last during your workout. And also research updates. There have been a lot of new rules that have been changing as far as science. So it's important to stay updated, hydrated, and fueled. Either you do cardio or weights first.
Okay.
Also the format of if you enjoy, sometimes I ask during assessments, what kind of workout do you enjoy? And then they enjoy weightlifting, boot camp stuff. So you're looking forward to something, going to the gym. You don't want to do something that you don't want to do. So that's what keeps you going. It's your favorite workout. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as you get in and then be active. That's what matters.
That is so true. Finding that joy, finding those joyful moments when we work out is really, really key. And also, I always think one other thing to include in that is the joy, which maybe goes hand in hand, but also the fun factor. Put the fun into your workout.
Yes.
Find the fun factor. Lynn, when we go into like your studio, I always look at it as it's pretty much, you could have those high intensity moments, but I believe it's kind of like the fireplace, where you're fueling the fireplace, you keep throwing the logs in, and that we work in a more of a steady state, more of an endurance, and sometimes tap into that high endurance, like maybe 82% of target max. So it's pretty much where there's a steady fuel of calorie burning going on in a Pilates scenario. Do you concur with that?
I would. We often have recommended people go upstairs to the fitness center and do a little cardio workout before they come in, or depending on, again, on their time, to go afterwards, and they're kind of warmed up and they're ready to go. So it just kind of depends on the individual and, again, what they're looking for.
And I love that we're cross-training with all the different elements that we have here at the J, which is really great, because the J, we have so much here for our viewers that know this, and we just want it to be your home away from home. So with lots of different options so that no one ever gets bored. And they continue to find that fun factor. So I have a question for all three of you again. I'm still your client. And yes, I love it. And okay, let's say I come in and I have a little bit of weight gain around the abdominal area. So what's the quickest and fastest way to just get rid of it?
So it's genetics, fat distributions. You can't pinpoint which body fat to lose, so it's just genetic. So like for me specifically, when I lose weight first, I lose weight in my face, and then my legs, and then my stomach. So it just depends on your genetics. But then again, overall, if you want to lose some weight, so you might want to get in the weight loss program. So look at after your nutrition, your cardio workout, as well as like just overall it's resting and recovery too.
Okay. Jess?
Nutrition. No one wants to hear it. It's the hardest part of a fitness journey, but nutrition has a lot to do with midsection, visceral fat. So that's another reason why it's good to work with someone. Every trainer they could have background in nutrition and they may not have background in nutrition, but every trainer has some sort of expertise and knowledge when it comes to nutrition, and they can guide you even at a very basic level. So when it comes to fat loss, I know we don't like to hear it, but 80% of the work happens in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And 20% or even 10%, some people say happens in the weight room. So it's the food, and water.
Recovery.
Mm-hmm. And Lynn?
I concur. People seem to think they can come in and, do a few Pilates exercises and everything's going to change. No, there's a little more work behind it. So, and it takes time. That's the hard thing. It takes time and that dedication aspect to your program. So.
Yes, including, I'll concur also in group fitness, it just doesn't happen overnight. It is that dedication. And it's really being consistent with what your plan is. So, okay, so Ray, I heard you say something about recovery in that last question.
Yes.
And so the last time that you were on the segment, you were in the midst of getting the recovery suite up and running. Is it up and running?
It's up and running. You can sign up to JCC Dallas. It's also free. The good thing is we have nimble, we have guns, we have precision guns, we also have normal tech. So if you feel sore, if you feel you have a knock, come and see me and we can get you sorted out.
Great. And how key is recovery? I mean, I'm shelling out all this money as your client. So can you guys give me some tips? We just go around the room again. We'll start with Lynn this time maybe, on recovery and how important recovery is, or is it not important and I can just keep, I'm kind of cut from my most class. I am like the energized bunny, so I will keep going. So please tell me I need to incorporate some sort of and what kind of recovery into my day-to-day plan.
Well, it's going to depend on the individual, but for the Energizer Bunny, you can do that in a different format, in your opposite days. If you're working on the equipment, you might want to just do a mat work, or you may want to just go out and walk one day. So you're still moving, or maybe just work on a flexibility workout. So again, it's time, availability, but you can still move. I think moving is the key. We have to keep moving.
Okay, Jess?
I'm so glad you threw the word flexibility in this. Flexibility, huge, but recovery is essential. You can think of yourself as a car. You fill up the gas. You keep going, and at some point the gas is on E. You have to refuel. Either it's through nutrition, either it's by sleeping. Sometimes you just have to stay away from everything. And like she said, you could go through phases. We call them cycles, where you're weightlifting, and you can take a break from weightlifting. You can focus on your flexibility, mobility, your balance. There's always a way to stay active in a way that is not hindering your progress. Sleep, though, is huge. And even for the midsection question you had, not sleeping enough can have your midsection looking bigger. You can be bloated, stress. All these factors are important. So sometimes it's not just only recovering by staying away from different machines in the gym. It's just recovering from your life in general, making sure you're taking that time for yourself, meditating, just doing something that makes you feel good outside of working out.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say.
I like what Lynn said about movement. I have a quote saying movement is medicine. I do a lot of active recovery. I'll walk. Also, kind of relieve my stress. When I feel stressed, I just walk, even though I'm not working out, but I'm still moving I'm still doing active recovery, so that's what I like to do. And then sleep is the biggest thing. People don't get 8 hours of sleep every day, so that's like one thing that I was prioritized is getting enough sleep.
Mm-hmm. So I'm glad you guys all mentioned the importance of sleep because that's going to be one of our upcoming segments where I have somebody coming in who is a sleep expert, and we will be discussing sleep because as we know, as far as being in the fitness industry, it is, and wellness industry, it is just a hot topic right now. So lots of dollars being spent on sleep discovery. So yeah, it's coming. I think it's our to close down. I think it's coming December, so it's our December segment. So put that on your calendar. But there's going to be many great segments before then. But that's the way we're going to close down the year. And also, as we surrender to fall, it's all about fall programming. Ray, Jeff, well, let's go with Jeff's because I heard that you have maybe some, not only with one-on-one, but you're looking at to launch some small group training. Do you want to tell us about what's on the horizon with that?
Yes, so what we'll be doing is a challenge. We'll be tracking our progress, and even though it's going to be a huge group, we're hoping for huge participation, we'll still have individual goals. So the point of this challenge will be not only to build foundation, but to challenge where we're currently at. So everyone at every level will be able to participate. There will be body weight movement, isometric movement for anyone that's dealing with any injuries or restrictions. And then, if you're at a good level, high level, we'll add some jumping. But really it's a program and challenge that's going to be open to everybody, despite your fitness level, fitness knowledge. And we're going to shed some pounds, build muscle, adjust it, give direction depending on the individual goals. So it will be a way to have people participate, create a community, and also just become a better version of ourselves, physically and mentally. Oh, fun? It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. We're in the J, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. When does it start?
That is a secret.
Oh, okay. But it's definitely on the horizon.
Yeah,
we'll
keep you in the
It
loop.
is.
Yeah.
So we're asking you guys to stay tuned. But we'll do our best to make it as fun as possible. Tailor around your goals.
Great. And Ray, do you have anything else going on upstairs?
Yeah, we're going to teach a class together, Terry.
I know, but I thought I'd let you talk about it. The Pretty in Pink class?
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Okay, so we're going to teach a class together. It's going to be over there at the Queen Heights area, so we'll do a full body workout with me and Terry. I forgot the date.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 days. It's also a secret. No, it's in October. It's 2 Thursdays in October, and it all centers around just breast cancer awareness.
Yes.
We're going to ask everybody that signs up for the class to have some sort of pink, where, sport a little pink that day. And we have many things coming up in October for breast cancer awareness. So stay tuned for that too. But yes, Ray and I will be teaching on the Kleenex, which a super functional class using the super functional equipment, which is part of the Kleenex rig that we have upstairs in from down here upstairs in our fitness studio. So I am looking forward to teaming up with this guy on that one. And Lynn, what do you have?
I think as people are coming back from vacation, we will be offering some more group equipment, which is basically we would be quartets for people, and that would be, people can see me either in the Mind Body Studio after or before a MAP class if they're interested, and or just some other private training. So
I love it. I love it. Also, just a few other things coming on the horizon. Again, it's coming back, talking about the fun factor. I'm the queen of fun factor when it comes to programming here at the J. And guess who are coming back? Audience, any ideas? Goat yoga, our little goats are coming back. And always sport their bandanas. We'll have the names of each goat, and it's just so much fun. And we are going to be offering a goat yoga class this fall when it gets a little cooler. So be on the lookout for that. And honestly, there are many fall activities, fall, winter, which I want to say like September through December, that are going to be, many offerings with our membership. So the fun is coming, and it will remain through December, and then it'll be January. So it's back to like some serious, exercise, get on the bandwagon again kind of stuff. So guys, thank you so much for coming on today. And I was just curious if any of you guys have any other last minute tips or things that you'd like to offer our viewers.
Just keep active. Just keep moving.
Keep moving.
I would say never hesitate to ask questions. We're here for you. It's not me, it's another trainer, it's Rei. We're here for you. So whatever you need at any point of your fitness journey that you are, there's almost someone here that is willing to help.
Lynn, little dice?
Boy, you guys are agree with me. So, yes, definitely get in, look at your calendars and get yourself back on track.
Okay, and with that,